Honestly, one of my favorite parts of the whole publishing process. I got my MRI results. It showed partially what we expected. I still have compression fractures in T11 and L3. But here's the kicker. I have sustained 2 other spinal compression fractures since my last regular x-ray. So either they're new and they've popped up since the x-ray, or the x-ray just was not, didn't give enough detail to show. That's kind of frustrating. So now I have fractures in T11, L3, T9, and T10. And it's showing that I have significant kyphosis ranging from T8 to T11. Kyphosis is when a portion of the back kind of humps upwards. You've got kyphosis, which is that. Lordosis, which is when it goes in. And then scoliosis, which is kind of going out like so. I do have scoliosis, but that is very mild on me. I also have lordosis, which is not quite as mild, and I've always had bad back pain from it since I was a child. And I've also always had kyphosis. But because of the osteoporosis, my kyphosis has definitely progressed. And the pain doctor, because the Belbuca, which my insurance isn't covering right now anyways, but that's beside the point, because we realize that it has mint flavoring in it, we are opting to try the adhesives. He has another mast cell patient who apparently doesn't do very well with adhesive pain medication patches. But for me personally, because we are all different, I am more likely to react to a flavoring orally than I am to an adhesive. And I would feel more comfortable with a patch. My reasoning, number one, I react to minty toothpaste, and the Belbuca is mint flavored. But when you have a sublingual or a pill, something that you put into your mouth, once it's there, it is there. You can't go get that out of you. With a patch, if it starts going awry, I can just peel the patch off and then let the medication come out of my system naturally. My GI tract is just very sensitive, and I just feel that me personally, after the doctors discussed it with the pharmacy and we've all worked out the plan, that is the best route for me. I'm not certain the actual medication itself will be effective for my spinal fracture pain, but that is what we're going to try first. Normally I do the best with fentanyl regarding pain control, but that is obviously not something that you want to resort to all of the time. Inpatient, it's okay, but outpatient, that is not something that we would prefer to have me on if I do better with other options. So I cannot do NSAIDs. Those are muscle degranulators, and I used to do well with NSAIDs in the past when I was a younger teenager. But since entering adulthood, I have developed a severe NSAID allergy. I cannot take Tylenol very often because of my liver. I do not do good with morphine. That is a muscle degranulator. I've not been one for Dilaudid. My mother gets very ill from Dilaudid, and that one tends to impact the bowel more extensively than fentanyl. So that is why we've always gone with fentanyl or nothing at all. Most of the time, it's nothing at all. I've undergone multiple surgeries without any pain control afterwards. My gallbladder removal, I did not take a pain med 1 afterwards. I've had a feeding tube placement and a Hickman placement and a double bilateral bone marrow biopsy done during one surgical procedure, and after that I did not do any pain medication or anything after that either. But this spinal fracture pain it's really, really wearing on me. So today I had to do an iron infusion. So I have not picked up the Butrans patch from the CVS yet, but the next thing I have to trial will be that. Yeah, that shows exactly where my pain is. By the SI joint at the L3, and then on the right from 9, 10, 11, and 12. Please excuse the mess. We are still organizing my room, as you saw in last week's vlog. But the book is officially out. People have received their pre-orders and their regular orders too, because it's been out for a couple weeks. I just didn't announce it on YouTube yet because I wanted to get more copies of the book in myself. But this is my book. As you saw the last one for the pre-orders, it had the author's copy, but this is what yours will look like if you order one. And it is to raise awareness about chronic illness and mast cell disease. I decided to write Pearl Spots a Friend at the beginning of the pandemic. I was extremely bored because I've been out of school and I'm one of those people that really love school. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I just had the idea to write a book. It can be geared towards anybody with chronic illness. I used mast cell disease, and it includes both mastocytosis and mast cell activation syndrome. The theme throughout the book is about friendship, and that we are all worthy of friendship and achieving our aspirations and goals, even if those goals and plans that you had for your life change because of an unfortunate event like chronic illness. This book was written with the intention of being a resource, not only to share with patients and families the realities of chronic illness and to help them understand their illness in a fun way, but also for children who do not have chronic illness and they need to understand their friend or their peer who is facing health challenges of their own, and how important friendship is while battling something like that. But the resource can be used by teachers, anybody really, because the publisher and I had an idea to put a glossary in the back of the book, and the glossary explains, like, for example, right here, words like anaphylaxis or chemical or mastocytosis, and then other words like acrobatics, allergy. And at the end of each chapter, there are comprehension questions so that the kids can answer, to give them practice with reading comprehension, and then they can mark their place with a cutesy bookmark. It has my main character, because I use sea creatures, on the back. It has my picture, my website, and a little blurb about me. Honestly, one of my favorite parts of the whole publishing process. Yeah. So we're decorating for Christmas, and I wanted to put a tree in my bedroom because I've never had one of those before, and I've also always wanted to do a themed Christmas tree, and I've not done that either. So with this one, I'm doing it in like white and rose gold and champagne pinky colors. So, you know, didn't help pick any of the things out. He left that to me. So
you sound kind of sour about that.
No, I'm really not. I'm just saying so because he left it up to me. I could do my themed thing, and this is one of my favorites too. It's a joy to the world, but in rose gold. Or, yeah, kind of obnoxious, but.
Dude, if Weasley gets a hold of that thing,
I know it. And the cats, they just love Christmas trees. Cat owner probs. Weasley's gonna come after this, I think. Which one do you think he'll come after?
I don't know, my parents' bird got tore up by their cat.
His parents' cat is named Procrustia. And that means Patricia in Spanish.
Well, my mom's the one that picked it up. Like, my mom's coworker is the one that had kittens. And my mom brought one home, and my dad was just like, what is that? But when my dad had his injury from work, he had to stay home for like 6-7 months on his own. that allowed plenty of time for him and the cat to have some bonding time. And because the cat basically grew up with my father in the household all the time, ended up just turning into my father's cat. Which is crazy because my dad's like a big girly guy. He always hated cats, and now he has this cat and he like treasures that thing.
Okay, what I don't like about these is that there's glitter everywhere. But I got these because they also reminded me of my grandma. Because she would always
It's a dedicational treat this year, huh?
Put bows. I miss my grandma.
You don't have a topper?
No. I didn't want to pay for one because I'm cheap.
So what are you going to use as a topper? You're just going to leave it as an alfalfa sprout?
I don't know. I guess we'll probably... I don't even know what I'm doing here. What am I doing?
You're supposed to just twist them on there, aren't they?
I don't know. That's what I thought. I've never done this before. This is our final. That was Selena's contribution. It's fishing. I think it's cute. How do you feel about our cooking?
I don't like to cook. I feel like I'm more of a cleaner-upper.
My hair is like wild. Okay. But I'm making date cookies and then chocolate chip cookies. And she's made sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and she's prepping for the mashed potatoes. I'm about to go sit down because my back hurts and I made a mess. I've got batter on the floor is what I did.
Where?
Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, and right there.
Okay, I'll get it next.
Well, that looks like a date on the floor, by the way, but yeah.
Can you shut the cabinet?
We're playing the game of life.
I like the game better than our real life. Do you get anything for renting an apartment?
What do you do with these share the wealth cards?
I don't know. Is it just the yellow space?
Everyone's sleepy.
Sean especially. It's funny.
It's the turkey.
Pay the bank the amount of
I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. I know I did. It was a little bit different this year due to COVID. We normally have a couple of friends over, but this year we could not do that due to social distancing. I'm about sick of COVID, as I'm sure everybody is, but nonetheless, we are still blessed. I had a pretty good Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful that my mast cells are stable enough that my parents, I guess not we, were able to cook a few items in the house, and I got to help make the cookies like I showed in the earlier clips, because in the past they would have to do most of their cooking outside because I would go into anaphylaxis from the airborne food tours, but now that's a little bit more stable. My back pain, now that it's been over like another week, it's improved some. I still feel like I can't hold myself up very well without my brace, but the constant pain has subsided some, as long as I'm not like transitioning and moving. I have a couple appointments next week, so I will update everyone on how that goes. Until next time.